at manhourradio.com. Be sure to check it out. We got merchandise, we got blogs, we got much, much more over there. So check it out. But it is Overreaction Tuesday. It is time to overreact to Kyle Shanahan being 0-3 in Super Bowl calling plays. It is time to overreact about the true offensive player coach of the year. But first, and now, Mike's thoughts. Man Hour Nation. It has come to my attention that we are in a weird boat right now. We are in a weird... I'm peeking out what's going on here. We are in a time where NFL players are repping other teams. We are in a time when NFL players are becoming fans. So let me ask you guys this question. We've all seen Jason Kelce the last month, so decked out in Chiefs gear. He's had the big Yeti shirt. He's had the yellow and red overalls on. He's had the Rey Mysterio Chiefs mask on. Are we okay? Are we okay with players being fans of said teams? Of any team, it matter. I don't care if it's Jason Kelce. I don't care if it's Dak Prescott. I don't care if it's Brock Purdy. I don't care if it's Jahmyr Gibbs. Are we okay with them wearing other gear of not their NFL team? I'm just legitimately asking a question for a friend at this particular point. Because it seems weird to me. It seems weird that a player, Jason Kelce, is wearing Chiefs gear and he is not officially retired from the NFL yet. So when he goes back to that Eagles locker room and they're like, oh, how about those Chiefs gear? Or when the Eagles and Chiefs play again, like, oh, we lost because you want your brother to win. Like, do you think that's in the back of people's heads or the fans' heads for that matter? I'm just curious. Let me know. But cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, ayy, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman, everybody bringing heat. You don't really wanna try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? Let's go.
What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckasher with the Man Hour. Sort of manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page. Check out the blog section. Of course, check out my man Wayne G's 7-round mock draft 1.0 that he just released last week. This man put a lot of work into all 7-round drafts. No trades, so there's no... The Bears are trading away the house to the Raiders to get a quarterback. None of that crap, but... Check it out, guys. manhourradio.com, manhour.co, whatever website you prefer. Head over there. It takes you to the same place. Bada bing, bada boom. Click on that upload blog right there, and Wayne G's is up there. But let's go ahead and jump into the comments today. Here we got my man XD Gamer in the chat. He said it's been some time since. He's been here. It's been a while since you've been gone. That's all right, XD Gamer. We still love you. We still love you, man. Hey, sometimes things catch up. School happens. Whatever it is what it is. But, man, welcome back to the show. We are glad you are here. We also got my man, Wayne G. Speaking of Wayne G, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend himself. He says he is 100% okay with a guy supporting other teams than his own, as long as it's not against his team. Obviously, I feel like if you are going to be seen in other teams' gear, your team is probably going to be out of said situation. No more playoff pitchers, no more of that for said team, right? So it is what it is, right? So Wayne G, I agree with you to an extent, just because like we all grew up fans of the game, right? We all grew up loving the Dallas Cowboys, New England Patriots, the Chiefs, the Raiders, whatever. We all, no matter if you are a player, coach, general manager, whatever, you grew up liking a team, and that's what got you hooked, right? So, like, I definitely understand. I definitely see it, but at the same time, it is tough for Jason Kelce right now to go back to that Eagles locker room. Let's just be honest. He has been one of the Chiefs' biggest supporters the last, month since the Buffalo Bills game, right? And it's just like, damn, slow it down, baby. But it is Overreaction Tuesday, guys, and that means one thing and one thing only. We are going to overreact to some of the silliest statements out there on the old interwebs. I have been trolling. I have been getting people's underneath the skin because that's what I do best. Let's just be flat out honest about that. But let's get into it. We're going to talk about Kyle Shanahan, Justin Fields, and of course, Andy Reid. But if you guys are new here, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with a couple friends as well, because sharing is caring at the end of the day. But let's get into the first overreaction of the day on this Overreaction Tuesday. And we have to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. He is now 0-2 in the Super Bowl as the 49ers head coach, but he is 0-3 when calling plays in the Super Bowl. Many people are very, very upset with Kyle Shanahan right now. I said yesterday that I thought Kyle Shanahan coached a very, very good game. Post that clip this morning about 6 a.m. Bada bing, bada boom. People are like, well, the experts say otherwise. The experts say this. The experts say that. I'm like, what makes you an NFL expert? Legitimately, what makes that expert on Fox or ESPN or CBS the expert, right? Because my man Wayne G has a show called The NFL Experts. He is the NFL expert. I'm just saying what it is. But with that being said, is it an overreaction that it is time for Kyle Shanahan to give up play calling as a head coach or in general? Hire a offensive coordinator that is going to call the plays for you. Give you an Eric Bieniemy, give you a Ben Johnson, give you somebody that is going to call those plays for you, because let's just be honest, in nut crunch time, the plays don't work out for you. When I was first proposed this question, or when I first saw this question, I was thinking, man, there is no way. I mean, the 49ers have been on a tear the last 4 or 5 seasons, right? They have been to 3 straight NFC championships games. They've been having great success regular season and up to the championship games. So why would I give play calling duties to somebody else that is unproven, that doesn't know what the plays that I want to call, that can't draw up plays in the dirt like I can? But guys, Kyle Shanahan has given up 3 10-plus point leads in the Super Bowl. I mean, he hasn't given them up, but he's had 3 10-plus leads in Super Bowls while calling plays. And he's lost all 3 of those. Maybe, just maybe, he needs somebody in his ear saying, hey, man, stick to the plan. Do what you've been doing here. But, guys, it is an overreaction. Kyle Shanahan does not need to give the play calling duties to somebody else. He doesn't need an assistant on your saying, like, hey, run the damn ball. Like, Kyle Shanahan's been doing just fine. Slow it down, baby, because let's just be honest, nobody can call plays like Kyle Shanahan can call Kyle Shanahan plays. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and jump over into the chat here and see what people are saying about that. My man Jim Powell says, Jason Kelce doesn't give a shit about what you think. True. Very, very true. Wayne G says, what makes someone an expert is in people's eyes is if you agree with them. True. A lot of people disagree with what I say just because I go off of my raw emotions, right? That is what makes my show, the Man Hour, is that we go off live, raw emotions. We don't sit there and analyze it to the death. We go, hey, we see what we see, and we call it how we saw it. So a lot of people do not like what I have to say 9 times out of 10. But Jim Powell says this is not an overreaction. It is not an overreaction because Kyle Shanahan needs somebody to call plays for him. Eric Bieniemy is free, right? Bring on Eric Bieniemy. We'll see what he can do here. Wayne G is also in the chat again. He says head coaches calling plays is too much responsibility. They all need 2 coordinators minimum. So I, as a player, coach in general, right? I have always had my head coach call my offensive plays and my defensive coordinator call my defensive plays. When I first started coaching at my local high school here, I was brought on as a defensive coordinator calling the plays, right? And then the head coach had an offensive coordinator calling the plays. The head coach kind of just floated around and kind of gave his input, gave his 2 cents, right? I was very, very confused and baffled by that. I'm like, why are you not calling plays? Like, why aren't you, like, at least call defensive plays, at least call offensive plays? Like, this is kind of your job on the line, right? But he's like, it gives the other coaches sense of entitlement, right? It gives them something to grasp onto. But later that year, our offense sucked. He ultimately took over play calling, and we ended up making a postseason run. But to say that is too much responsibility for head coaches to call offensive plays, I disagree. I mean, obviously, a head coach cannot call offense and defensive plays at the same time. I've seen it done at the high school level, not very successfully, but I've seen it done. And obviously in college and like NFL, that just isn't a thing. But I don't think you have to have an offensive coordinator calling plays. I think a head coach can do it, right? Jim says the incomparable Andy Reid has an offensive coordinator for looks. That is the great debate, right? Nobody really knows who calls the plays in Kansas City, right? Because when Eric Bieniemy was there, we were all kind of under the impression that Eric Bieniemy called the plays, right? Then obviously Matt Nagy, we're like, he's not calling the plays. It is all Andy Reid. But on the contrary of that, I've heard reports that Matt Nagy does call a lot of the plays. But I'm not for sure. As a Chiefs fan, I don't know who calls the plays. Let's just be honest. I don't know. But guys, let me know legitimately in the chat. Do you think it's an overreaction that Kyle Shanahan needs to hire an offensive coordinator to call the plays? Obviously, he has the offensive coordinator. I don't know the coordinator's name now. He's obviously gone from last year. Actually, no, he's not gone. That was just the D'Amico Ryans was the only person that left. But does he need an offensive coordinator to call the plays? Let's have a healthy discussion in the comments here. Moving on. Justin Fields. This man has been in trade talks and trade rumors for, I don't know, the last 3 months, the last 3-4 weeks of the season. It's been Justin Fields is going here. Justin Fields is like going there. The Bears with the first overall pick are going to draft a quarterback. There is no doubt about it. They're going to draft Caleb Williams. Justin Fields is out. Second round, third round pick. It don't matter. Get him out of town. But as of right now, all signs do indicate that Justin Fields is going to Atlanta, become an Atlanta Falcon. And I was on my man Combs' show last night, and he said that the Atlanta Falcons with Justin Fields are a top 3 team in the NFC. So we got to ask the question, is it an overreaction? Justin Field to the Atlanta Falcons instantly makes them a top 3 team in the NFC. Whoa. When I first heard that, I'm like, there is no freaking way. There is no freaking way. You still got the 49ers. They're not going to fall off like a ton on a bricks. The Eagles are still a pretty good team. You had the Packers that came out of nowhere the second half of the season. You still have the Detroit Lions. And, oh, by the way, you still have the Dallas Cowboys, right? And you have other teams in the like in the mix. You still have the Rams. You still have the Seahawks, right? Hell, you can even throw the Arizona Cardinals up there if healthy. Obviously, they're not top 3 team, but I still think they're better than the Falcons. But I was like, man, could this be? I mean, they do have Bijan Robinson. They drafted the running back 10th overall last season. They do have Kyle Pitts. He was a top 3 tight end pick 3 years ago. The defense looks pretty stout. Obviously got a new coach, got a new GM. Maybe. I mean, if you think about it, the Chicago Bears were a playoff caliber team last season. The Chicago Bears last year with Justin Fields at the helm, the last part of the season, if they would have made the playoffs, they would have potentially upset the Dallas Cowboys like the Green Bay Packers did. They could have potentially beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Justin Fields is a rare talent. He's a very, very good talent, but I don't think he makes the Atlanta Falcons a top 3 team. I think that is an overreaction. I think he needs to slow it down, baby. I think he adds a dynamic to your team that Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heinicke will not have. He adds a dynamic to your team that a rookie quarterback may not have. Drake May, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, whoever the quarterback you want to draft. But the problem with Justin Fields is he is going to want a deal. He is going to want a deal, and he is relatively unproven. He has 41 turnovers in 40 games in the NFL. He has yet to have a winning season. There's at one point when Justin Fields had like 12, 15 straight losses in a row as a starting quarterback. So I think it's an overreaction that Justin Fields makes the Atlanta Falcons instantly a top 3 team. I think you guys need to slow it down, pump the brakes a little bit, and enjoy the moment. Now, the NFC South is still wide open, right? The NFC South is still a very winnable division with Justin Fields or even without Justin Fields. The Falcons were in it. Still, it is what it is. Arthur Brown is in the chat. What's up, Arthur Brown? To all the 49ers fans, Best Buy has TVs on sale. That they do. Wayne G says that's an overreaction. They are a better team, but still need more pieces to crack the top 3. But they are a 10-win team. So Wayne G is going out on that limb. Seems like a pretty strong limb to me because they were a 7-win team last year without Justin Fields. You add Justin Fields as a quarterback, 3 extra wins. I could see it. Hell, that might be enough to win the NFC South next season. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen in the draft by any stretch of the imagination. We still have time. Baker Mayfield could come back to the Buccaneers still. Derek Carr can finally be the man, the myth, the legend in New Orleans. We'll see. Jim says that's an overreaction. Combs is a Bears fan. How can you trust that? He's creating a propaganda to get rid of his version of the Achilles heel. Jim, let me tell you this. Let me look deep into your eyes and tell you this. Brandon Combs thinks Justin Fields is going to win a Super Bowl on any other team. Combsy thinks Justin Fields to the Falcons, to the Rams, to the Chargers, anywhere, he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Do you think that? Because I certainly do not. Let me ask you guys that question. Justin Fields to any other team, Falcons, Rams, Cowboys, wherever. A team that if Justin Fields goes to a team that was in the playoff hunt or in the playoffs this season, he says that they are a Super Bowl winning team. Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys agree with that? Because when my man said that, I'm like, there is no freaking way. There is no freaking way. But then I got to thinking, like, man, what if he's right? What if he's right? What if the Chicago Bears are just that freaking cursed? What if they are just that cursed of not to have a good quarterback? Flashback to Mitchell Trubisky, what they traded up to get Mitchell Trubisky, passed over Patrick Mahomes, passed over Deshaun Watson. Who knows? Who knows? But I think it is an overreaction. I do think Justin Fields to the Atlanta Falcons is a smart move on the Falcons if they get him for a second or third round pick. But I do not think that they're a top 3 team. No way. No way. Slow it down, baby. Moving on. Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs are obviously the Super Bowl champions. Sorry, Jim. Sorry, John. But your Raiders did not make it, and the Kansas City Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions. If you guys do not remember, mid part of the season, hell, it was probably the latter part of the season, the Kansas City Chiefs lost 5 of 8 games, including a Christmas Day game loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. They look like a dumpster fire of a team. Let's just be flat and honest. I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and I was like, damn, my guys suck. They are terrible right now. As a power ranking advocate, I had them out of the top 10 most of the season. Granted, I'm eating my words now. I mean, obviously, they're a really, really good team. They got hot, and which I said they were going to get hot, and we have not seen their A game. That's why they're the most dangerous. But Kevin Stefanski did win the Coach of the Year. Or is it Steve Stefanski, right? If you know, you know. But Kevin Stefanski from the Browns did win Coach of the Year. But I got to thinking, would it be an overreaction if Andy Reid would have won Coach of the Year? Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs are obviously a very, very good team. Many people had the Chicago or the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs, which they made the playoffs, but making a Super Bowl deep playoff run with Deshaun Watson. Obviously, 4 quarterbacks later, lost to Houston, bada bing, bada boom, we know what happened. But when you lose 5 of 8 games in the middle of the season, you have inner fighting, you have coaches mad, you have players mad, you have fans mad. Andy Reid says, slow it down. We okay. We gonna win us some games. Guys, it is not an overreaction. I think that Andy Reid probably should have won Coach of the Year. I think Andy Reid did so much more to the Kansas City Chiefs than Kevin Stefanski did with the Browns, which I'm not trying to discredit him whatsoever. He did a great job. Joe Flacco had a nice little miracle December run. That's about it. But that defense was very, very stout as well. But I think Andy Reid probably should have won Coach of the Year. Is a little bit of homer in me talking? Probably. But when you lose 5 of 8 mid-season, lose to the Raiders Christmas Day at home, and you turn it around and win 3 games in a row, 7 games in a row to win the Super Bowl, it would not surprise me. Coach of the Year should have been in Kansas City. What do you guys think? Should Andy Reid have won Coach of the Year? I certainly think he should have. Obviously, Kevin Stefanski did think so, or did do a good job. Over here on IG, my man says, shut your mouth. Kevin Stefanski did a hell of a lot more with a hell of a lot less. You are right, dude. I'm not even going to try to say your name there. But I do agree with you to an extent. I do agree that Kevin Stefanski did lose, Nick Chubb, was it week 1? Week 2? Did lose Nick Chubb, right? Had Deshaun Watson till, week 9? PJ Walker wasn't cutting it. who was the other quarterback that they had? Was it Josh Johnson? I don't even remember who the third quarterback was. Bring in Joe Flacco. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't do a bad job. I'm just saying I think Andy Reid did a better job. That is all I'm saying. I think Andy Reid just did a better job. That's what I think. Jim Powell says, Homer. AP is coach of the year. Antonio Pierce is the coach of the year. Jim, have you heard what I said about Antonio Pierce? He brought in, who was the Bengals? Was it Marvin Lewis? He brought Marvin Lewis in to be a coach. He's bringing all these old heads and black guys in to round out his staff, which, great. You do you. You bring in the people that help shape who you are, right? But Antonio Pierce is on a very, very short leash. Antonio Pierce is on a short leash, meaning if he starts the season off 2-4, 2-5, if they get into 8 games of the season, he does not have 3 wins. Depending on where their bye week falls, he is out. He is out. Antonio Pierce has just a long enough leash to hang himself in Las Vegas. They have just a long enough leash to hang himself. Mark Davis is let Antonio Pierce do him, hire who he wants, bring in who he wants. That way, it's easier to fire him and the whole staff and let Bill Belichick come in. That's what it comes down to. Mark Davis, I think, wants Bill Belichick or the old Titans coach, Mike Vrabel. Pete Carroll, maybe, I don't know. And Antonio Pierce is just there as a puppet to hang himself. It is what it is. But guys, that is going to be it for the Man Hour today. I'm going to do a little Valentine's stuff for my honey. She has to work tomorrow. I got to work tomorrow. Kids have school. You know, life of a married man with 2 kids that play sports. It is tough. So we're going to go get some breakfast. We're going to go to IHOP. Yeah. IHOP. Put a smile on your face. But guys, as always, like, comment, subscribe, share with a couple friends as well. And Man Hour Nation, rise up. See you tomorrow.